Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, I just got off the Sky Princess for her inaugural sailings out of Miami. I did two back-to-back 3-day cruises, one with a friend who's never cruised before and one by myself. So I got some opinions on what I think of the brand new Sky Princess and some of the changes they've made on the ship. First off, let's start with the things that I didn't really like too much with the new changes on the Sky Princess. First off, they took away the library and game room, like where you can go and you can play games or puzzles, and was just a very small room on deck 7 that you could just go in, and lots of people would like to go in there as a library. You could get some books if you wished. But I guess they tracked it with the medallion and found out that, not a lot of people, out of 3,500 people on the ship, not a lot of people were actually using that area. So they decided to use it for more sitting space and stuff like that. So no library or games room on the Sky Princess. Another thing that is not great, the average size balcony on the Sky Princess is rather small. However, if you get the deluxe balcony, you get a little wider and a little more space. So I do always find that on the Royal class, the balconies are a little narrow for my liking. I wish they were a little larger, but that's a minor detail. It's just, as somebody who likes to sit out there and record off my balcony a lot, it's just an inconvenience for me. Another quick thing is the deck changes on the top. It's a little harder to get around on the top decks now, say to go to Serenity and the adult area only, because of that new stateroom that they have with the 260-degree views. They don't want people, walking under and into that area to disturb that suite. So yeah, you can't just walk from one end to the other. Like, you have to go inside now, and it just seems more awkward than it does on, say, the Royal Princess to get around on the top decks. Minor inconvenience, but that's what we're here for. Now, what did I like about the changes on the Sky Princess? First off, the new color scheme is a very subtle change in the Piazza area. Normally when you walk into the Piazza, it's all shiny and brass and gold and silver. And they've slightly added a few blue accents, like the main chandelier is now a blue and silver accent. And they have blue and silver and white lighting hanging down around the top areas. Nothing really else has changed. But it does look really good. I kind of like that change. It kind of adds a little more air of sophistication to the Piazza. Next off, they've added a new restaurant. They've added a French restaurant, Land and Sea. So they now have 3 specialty restaurants on board, and I ate at all 3 of them, and all 3 were excellent. The service was really good, and the food was really good. Did not have, my friend who ate at all 3 as well, loved the specialty restaurants, that she didn't have a bad meal, and I concur. I did not have a bad meal at all. In fact, by the time we were done eating, we both felt really stuffed. Like we almost couldn't, and a lot of times I couldn't finish it. It was so good and so much of it. Next, let's talk about the staterooms. The staterooms are beautiful. They're well appointed, lots of room, lots of space. The best thing about them are still the princess beds on the Sky Princess. The linens are just like a 5-star resort hotel. They were luxurious linens and very comfortable beds. Slept like a rock. No issues there. And I'm going to tell you, out of the 5 cruise ships I was on, the Encore, the Independent, the Regal, 4 cruise ships, and the Sky, all at the same time, roughly the same time of year and roughly the same weather, the Sky Princess was the steadiest of all 4 of those ships. Another new change they did is now Princess Live. When you used to go to Princess Live on the Royal or the Regal or Majestic, you would walk by and it's a closed wall. You have wide doors to open up and it's like a recording studio with levels going to the back. And whenever it was going on in live, you used to have to walk all the way around the back edges and everything so you don't get in front of the cameras. They've opened that up now to where it looks like a bar, like an open sitting area. There's no wall anymore. There's still a huge stage, lots of room for everybody to get around and do the games and play the game shows, but there is no wall there anymore. So when you're walking by, you can see what's going on. You can see if there's seats available. You don't have to try and squint and look over people to see if you can find seats. You can tell whether or not you can have a seat inside. And if you just want to stay and watch a couple seconds because it looks interesting, you don't have to go and find a way in or stand in a doorway blocked by this big television camera. You can stand, anywhere along that side and take a look and watch the show that's there. So I do like that addition as well. The Princess Live was a great choice to take away that wall. Lastly, let's talk about the shows. They had 3 brand new shows on board. One of them is a Muppet show. And while you might think it's basically for kids, it was very entertaining. It was up in Deck 7 in the Vista Lounge. It wasn't in the theater. Also, there are dancers and singers from the main cast that are in this production. So it's not just Muppets. So there is some dancing, there is some singing, and yeah, it was quite entertaining. It was talking about Jim Henson and how he started the Muppets and all the different skits that he did to become famous before he blew up with the Muppet Show and Sesame Street and all that. So it was actually pretty informative and pretty neat, and heck, you know what? I love the Muppets, so I'm not going to say anything bad against that. There are also 2 other main Broadway productions that we saw on board, and the main one that we saw was called Five Skies. Now this one is a technological production. There are lasers, there are screens in front, they're matching it up with the screens on the side. It's a very visual production. So if you're going to go see the Five Skies, make sure you're sitting in the middle and back a little bit. I sat in the front row and I sat halfway back, and I had a much better view halfway back than you would in the front row, and I love sitting in the front row. Also, you got to get there early. The first showing production that they did on this sailing, there were people lined up an hour before it opened all the way into the casino. So that's how much people were looking forward to the brand new Princess show, and it did not disappoint. They must have brought in like the best of the best from the Princess, all the Princess ships, because I recognized a couple people who were like first or second in charge of dancers on other ships, and they were just part of the cast on this one. And so they brought in really good performers, and the singers were absolutely amazing. I thought nothing could beat the Regal Princess that I was on the group cruise. I love the singers that were on there, and I've met a lot of great singers. These guys were amazing as well. Simply amazing show. And the other show they put on, the same thing. It was excellent. So they really have stepped up their game for their shows. Now the theater itself, the design can be a little wonky because it's a smaller stage now because of the visual effects. So if you're going to be sitting way on the sides, it's not going to be as good a show. Nothing's blocking you as far as looking, but if your angle, you're going to miss a lot of the effects. So get there early, get a good seat, and you'll love the show. The shows are, they've stepped their game up on the Sky Princess as far as their shows are concerned. From here, of being really good and really entertaining, to here, to where they will match, show for show, productions like Mamma Mia, Grease, Kinky Boots on the Broadway productions on any of the other cruise lines. If you'd have asked me before I sailed on the Sky Princess who had the best entertainment at sea, I'd probably go Royal Caribbean's Oasis class with Grease and Mamma Mia and Hairspray. Definitely they're the winners. Now after seeing the Sky Princess shows, that ship can compete quite handily. So good job by Princess Cruises in stepping up their game with their shows. Would I sail on the Sky Princess again? Absolutely. The food was good, the staterooms were good, entertainment was good. That's all I ever ask for. Give me a clean ship with good food and entertainment and I'm a happy camper. And they even gave me one extra choice in specialty restaurants if I wanted to eat there. I also ate in the main dining room. Food was fine. Absolutely good. It was normal princess dining room food, which was really, really good. The buffet, tons of choices, really, really good as well. My friend loved the International Cafe with the sandwiches and the sweets and the coffees. We ended up, that's where we started our morning every morning. She wanted to go down and have her coffee. I had a hot chocolate and I discovered toasted almond croissants down there and they were so good. So good. So yeah, would I sail Sky Princess again? Absolutely. And who knows? Maybe on the agenda coming up again this year. You just never know. Well, I hope you appreciate this little insight into my first initial thoughts about the Sky Princess. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. You want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.